Kate. She's the big blind here.
There it goes. Wow.
Kate goes all in. George calls. He
Now again, if aces hold.
Kate has queen of
If aces hold here, George moves on.
Yep.
And Kate will be eliminated.
Lots of ways to crack aces here, though.
All right, let's see a flop. Remember, we're
1 in 5 times Kate's going to win this.
Could win this match.
And not a ton of help, but the jack is something.
It's not dead, but you can see from the percentages there, it's not looking good for Kate.
Very likely to be drawing dead on the turn. Oh, not drawing dead on the turn.
Not drawing dead.
Now on the river. Let's see it.
Not one of the outs. Kate Hall eliminated as part of our round of 8.
Yeah, she will fall into the 5th to 8th. I believe she technically gets 6th place, worth $6,208. Hats off to Kate. She did play well, always does.
And I would just like
George will be moving on.
That's right. Congratulations, George. And I'd just like to say to Kate and George, thank you for doing that quickly so we can focus on one table now. Ravi just limped his king-9 suited.
I wonder if we see Chris just shove here. He has less than 20 big blinds. This is not a hand you're dying to take a flop with.
Do we think that Ravi is going to be limping with many hands that can snap this off?
You know, he's been raising so often that I would think probably
not, right? Yeah.
But, I mean, I wouldn't think he'd limp with king-9. King-9 is a very strong hand.
Regardless, we did not get a shove. There was a raise, though, which Ravi quickly called. Fairly interesting flop here. Yeah. Bottom pair to gut shot for Ravi. Nut flush draw for Chris.
Although, like, what's Ravi going to do here? Is he just going to call? If he just calls here, Chris might be able to take him off of his hand depending on the turn card. He does just call.
And it's a king on the turn. So Ravi's actually got the best hand now, but on a really awful board.
Yeah, and again, if Chris applies, the stacks are not deep enough where I don't think Ravi's going to be able to get away from this. You know, and I think Chris is just going to have to draw to his outs here.
I mean, Ravi already had the best hand, I guess, but significantly
now Chris
in
still
the
has
lead
a
now,
large chunk of
statistically.
equity here with his gutter as well. I think we're just going to see Ravi call again. The question will be, can Chris pull the trigger on the river? You see all the outs there for Chris.
No, it's going in.
Wow, now a decision for Chris. He does call it off with the draw.
I think Chris may have put Ravi all in.
Chris put in about 6,000 and only had about 3 or 4 behind.
Okay. So will 2-pair hold?
7 on the river means that 2-pair will indeed hold, and Ravi will eliminate Chris Odell in 5th place.
I was wrong, guys. I was wrong. Ravi did double up. He did come back. The old roomie. So my parents are here. I mentioned that, right?
You did, yes.
I'm getting some funny texts from my mom, although we do have a pretty big hand shaping up here. So it's I can always, once I start to devolve into an anecdote, that's when we can be sure money's going in the middle.
This could spell the end for George.
Yeah, this is not the best flop for him.
With 4,400 in the pot, they're not that deep.
Bet from George.
Shouldn't Keith checks this flop?
There's the raise from Keith. Pretty wet board. Lots of goofy draws you can be raising with. Combo draws where top pair is going to be winning right now.
George got away from a hand like this last time. Let's see if he can do it again.
The problem with poker is you got to get away from it every time.
Yeah. Pause is one of those things that, you know, they obviously don't know that we with the whole cards.
Keith jams. And there's a call. This could be it.
This will be it for George once he can find an ace or a 6 on the river.
So my prediction looks like it's going to be wrong in both cases. Yes,
9
it
on the river
is.
will not do it. And
I said
Keith will move on to the finals.
I said Ravi wouldn't win, and he did. I said Keith wouldn't win, and he did. You're welcome, both of you. Enjoy it. No one has ever been more wrong than I am. Good game, George. Had a lot of folks out there pulling for you. Keith, our first and craziest thing, because you remember different stories at different times. The first thing that popped in my head was my first year as a blogger, Phil Hellmuth. It was back when he was really just the worst, like just the brattiest, most horrible, like just mean bastard, right? Like he was, and he freaked out, got busted out of the turn, freaked out, and threw a chair. Threw a chair across the room. It was so bad that they gave him a penalty for whatever tournament he entered next.
Wow. Wow.
And he had been eating this bag of mini Oreos. And
delicious.
He left them there. We could see a call here.
Well, Matthew moves all in.
4-bet shove. Robbie 3-bet it, I believe.
Wow, he's going to make the call.
Yeah.
Well, if Matthew can improve, which he will 44% of the time, 46% of the time even.
I mean, this is dang near a flip.
Yeah, they're going to flip for it. If Matthew wins this, he will move on to the finals. And if Ravi can win, Matthew will be extremely short-handed. Ravi is at risk.
30.
Well, that's a really good flop for Matt. Not only does he improve to the top pair, but it's a flush draw to go with it. Ravi's still with 3 outs. Ace and only an ace now for Ravi.
No ace, that's it.
That will do it.
It's over. Matt's
Just
on.
like
He's
that.
into the final.
Matthew improves with his pair of 10s and will be moving on to the finals to face.
So we're going to take a 30-minute break.
Not a lot to work with. 2 8s for Matt.
Has a pair of 8s. Keith has an 8 and a 6 that's not a pair.
Matt raises. Keith will take the flop.
Oh, boy.
Oh, this is trouble.
Okay.
Well, hold on.
Top pair versus top set.
Yeah, this is not going to work out too well here for Keith. Keith has some backdoor possibilities. He just moves in.
Just going for it. He is pretty much drawn dead.
Matt
7%.
puts his hands in the air.
Wow.
I think he kind of knows that he's a clean run out away.
You hear Keith's fans calling for some help. He will need some help, or Matt will be our winner. Ace of diamonds on the turn means
GG.
Keith is drawing dead.
Oh, and he improves to
Hats
2
off to
anyway.
Keith. He played a great tournament,
Yeah.
destroyed the bracket, and he will take home $24,000 for his second place finish. We have to tip our hats to the man of the hour, Matthew Emmel.
Yeah,
who,
congratulations.
despite being
huge
down 1-0 in the finals here, scratches, claws his way back, facing elimination, does not give up,
Yeah, he
and
didn't
takes
fall.
home the championship.
Never give up, never surrender.